Hi, I'm Scott Ditch, and thanks for checking out Ditch Ministries YouTube channel, where we keep things simple and we get right to the point. You know, Hebrews 12 really spells it out and puts it all in a nutshell on how to live the Christian life. It starts right out by saying, since we're surrounded by such a cloud of witnesses, do you feel like you're surrounded by a cloud of witnesses? You know, one of the first lies that the enemy tells us when we become a Christian is that we're insignificant, irrelevant, right? Nobody cares what's going on. You're kind of isolated now. You know, if you were to get up on a mountain and kind of look at the landscape of the world and the people in it, it would all really kind of blend together. There'd be nothing that really kind of stands out. You know, I think about my area. I live in the country. And if you were to take the guys from my area from, say, 18 to about 50, they all kind of dress the same, look the same, do the same thing. You know, they're all wearing the earth tone clothing. They got the baseball hat on with the glasses on top. You know, whether it's day or night, that's what they wear. They got some sort of facial hair on them. You know, they all kind of do the same things. They drive the same vehicles. When we become a Christian, we receive the Spirit of God, right? So that Spirit of God alone is going to set us apart and make us stand out in the world. So if we were to look at that landscape again, you're going to see everything kind of looks the same, but there's that one tree that we're kind of drawn to. Maybe you're looking at a crowd of people and everybody's got those earth tones, but then there's somebody that's wearing a pastel. See, that's going to be you. Your family is watching you. Your community is watching you. The world is watching you. You are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. It says, let us throw off the things that hinder us, right? And that sin that so easily entangles us. You know, when we become a new Christian, we understand that we have to change some things. So what we'll normally do is just start becoming overly friendly and apologetic for everything we do, you know, and we'll help little old ladies cross the street. But we all have a core issue, something that we've dealt with our whole life and we continue to deal with it. That is what's going to ruin your witness. That's what we need to take care of. Maybe your issue is your mouth. You can't ever say anything positive about anybody. Everything you talk about tends to be negative. Maybe it's cursing. You curse more than the world does. Well, you need to take care of that issue first before we start trying to help little old ladies cross the street, because it's those big issues that are going to ruin your witness. It says, let us run the race that's been put before us. Okay, you're right where you're supposed to be. God knows where you are. Okay, your ministry doesn't necessarily have to be over in Africa somewhere. God can use you right where you're at. And the rest of this, you know, verses 1 through 3, they run right through it and they tell you, how do we do this? How do we stay on the path? How do we know we're on the right road? How do we know what to do next? Well, it says, put your eyes on Jesus. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. It says, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross. What he was doing is he could see through the cross, the shame of it, right? And could see that he was going to be seated at the right hand of the Father in heaven. And he knew all of the pleasures and how good heaven is. So he saw through the cross to heaven. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, right? When things get tough, when you don't know if you can take it anymore. Again, we have our eyes on Jesus all the time. Consider what he went through, right? And hang in there. That's it. That's the Christian life in a nutshell.
All the money that the world can hold, mountains made of solid gold, riches that could buy my dreams. You are better than all these things.